Hey rock lovers, look at this. This is the latest batch of polished rocks out of the vibratory tumbler. This is a big pile, as you can see. Several larger stones in here. If you like looking at pretty rocks, you're gonna like this video. I'm gonna go through several of these, so let's take a closer look. Let's begin with the banded chert. Just about all of my batches contain some, well, mostly locally collected banded chert. This stuff always takes a good polish, and this piece is no exception. Got nice swirlies in it. I really like those. Looks good. What do you think? And here's another nice big piece of banded chert. Once again, locally collected. We've got this stuff all around here. Nice little swirls and bands. Very cool. I really like this piece here. It's dark, as you can see. It's got the banding in it. Sort of a storm, on the radar there. The Doppler storm radar. You see that pattern forming. Very cool. Took a great tumble. Well, as I say great, I noticed this, this little fracture right here. So it took a good tumble, great polish. And of course, it wouldn't be a batch of stones of mine if it didn't contain several pieces of petrified wood. There's a lot of this around Central Texas, so I tend to get lots of it in my batches. Let's take a look at some of these. Here's a great looking piece that, as my old friends in Massachusetts would have said all those years ago, it took a wicked shine, a wicked shine. Oh, I like that. It's nice. Not a perfect tumble, not flawless, but close. This one I think is stunning. It has a little bit of agatization in it. You can make out in certain spots. These little white, I don't know what to call them. Well, they look like dashes, but just part of the rock, part of the petrification. There you can see a little bit, I think, of the agatization in that. Oh, and look at the shine on this beauty. Very nice, wicked nice. Great grain pattern as well, don't you think? Oh, and this little sliver here is nearly the thickness of a guitar pick. Took a very good shine there, don't you think? Check it out. And of course, I have to show this one. Check it out, nice grain pattern in it, a little bit of color through there. You see the redness? I like that. Looks good. And then we have to have a couple of fossil rocks. This one I'm not 100% sure it's a fossil rock, but to me it looks like fossilized coral that I've cut before, so that's what I'm gonna go with, but I'm not 100% sure. It's got a great pattern in it, and it took a lovely shine. So possibly fossilized coral on this one. Now this one I'm sure is a fossil. It has little tiny shells in it you can just make out there. Took a nice tumble and polish. And finally, this interesting looking little fossil rock. You can see the turritella type agates that are in there. If you look closely, they are in there, but you know what? I have a microscope next to me. Let's take an even closer look at this one. Check out our little fossil rock up close and all the amazing detail within this. Yep, that's cool stuff. I like those fossil rocks up close. Now this little pile is just the miscellaneous rocks that I can't put into the other major categories. Let's take a look at some of these. Oh, here's a pretty green rock. I don't know what it is. It did not take a mirror-like shine, but it took a good shine, as you can see. Not sure. Cool looking rock though. And although this one didn't take a great shine, I really like the way it looks. See, it has almost a matte finish, but there are those stripes in it. Oh, I like that. I dig this rock. And this one's really special to me. I was watching this one as it was going through all the different stages, admiring that pattern in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Don't know what this one is. Maybe, I don't know, some kind of jasper perhaps? But it has a very rich look to it, sort of the black and gold almost. You see that? I think that's a good looking rock. This is probably some kind of jasper, I'm thinking. It's got some waviness in it, though. Maybe it isn't an agate, although it doesn't seem to be translucent. Look at all those little those waves in there. Let's call them waves. So maybe an agate, maybe some kind of fancy jasper. I don't know. I remember the day I found this rock. It was a long time ago. I was out in I think it was the Nueces River, and it had pink and sort of a gray in it, and I thought, oh, that might make a nice tumbled stone. Well, it's okay. I think it's pretty. It's not a perfect tumble, it's close, but the colors are nice. Now this is just a basic piece of jasper right here. Not too interesting, except it took a great tumble and polish. Other than that, it's, well, just a rock. And of course I saved the best for last, the agates. Let's take a closer look at some of these. This one I believe is one of our locally collected agates. This is how we find them around here. They're pretty interesting looking. Maybe not as fancy as those ones that are found out west and up north, but we're happy with them. I was really excited about this one when I started tumbling it, but I never could get rid of these fractures, and I did not just want to break this rock up and make it too small. You can see though it has many layers in it, which I find really interesting. This one has an odd shape. As you can see, it had some very big grooves in it, which I wasn't about to continue to grind out because I really like the, well, I guess those are the little, I don't know, mossiness in there, or is that a pluminess? I'm not really sure what to call it. It's pretty, whatever it is. Here you can see that, I call it pluminess a little bit better. Interesting, huh? Check that out. Oh yeah, that's interesting. That looks like a little forest right there. Well, an upside down forest, but I think you see what I'm talking about. Now I recognize this one as a locally collected agate. I like these that have the black in them like that. I really find that just stunning. The contrast, and also a lot of these agates will have these little softer sections here, which of course when you're tumbling these things, you've got to make sure you clean all that out. So you put up with that to get that amazing looking rock right there. I think that's just beautiful. And check out this glorious little agate here with all this, oh, I don't know, mossiness, pluminess, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I think this is gorgeous. There is some amazing detail in here. We should look at it up close. Let's do that. Let me look at this under the microscope for just a second here. And here's how that mossiness looks up close. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at the colors and the pattern. Wow. Nature is amazing, isn't it? Wow, that's really something, isn't it? Incredible what this rock has inside. I don't remember where this one came from. Looks like it was a slab. Maybe I got it from a selection of other rocks I bought from a Facebook seller. I'm not sure. But it has quartz on one side, as you can see, then the agatiness on the other side. So it's a good combination, whatever it is. Oh, and here's a lovely little chunk of agate. Don't know what this one is. I don't think it's a locally collected one. I wish it were, but I don't think it is. So I must have received this from a bunch of rocks that I bought from a Facebook seller and just started tumbling it until it got nice and smooth and then took it to a polish. Now, although this one did not take a great shine, I still wanted you to see it because of the detail in it. Look at that fine banding in there. Very cool. Don't know what this is. Some sort of lacy agate, I suppose. Oh, now look at this one. This one may be the best of the bunch right here. Talk about your mossiness, pluminess. Look at inside that. Wow. Trying to get the light just right so you can really appreciate everything that's in there. Every little section just tells a story. Wow. I like that a lot. Let's take a closer look at this one just for a second. So here's an overview so you can get a little better look at some of the detail in this rock. What do you think? Pretty interesting. Oh yeah, look at that color. A little fine banding in there. Wow, that's beautiful. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? What a beauty. Maybe my favorite of the whole bunch. I think I might have spoken too soon. This one is really pretty. Look at this. Again, all the detail in there. Let's see if I can capture that for you. These reflections aren't helping me, I know. Let's look at this one up close because I think this is going to be really special. Oh, this is like another world. Look at that. Wow. It's so cool what's inside these rocks when you look up close. Isn't that amazing? Look at that right in there. Crazy. Let's go a little bit closer. Oh man, that is something. Wow. Nice and focused. Okay, let's go back over here. Oh, these tubes. The tubes, I love it. Look at that. Zoom in a little bit more. That looks like something that the Hubble telescope might capture in outer space. Wow, crazy. Look at all that. Special indeed. Crazy, isn't it? What you can find inside these little rocks. Here's a pretty little plain sort of agate. It's got a little bit of stuff going on there. You can kind of make out some banding in there. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I think so. Cool, look at that. I like that. Now we have to show some love to this one here. It's just a plain looking agate. Still nice though. A little bit of detail in there, not much. And here's one with some detail in it. Look at that. Look at the colors in that. That little bit of banding in there, over there. Nice dark red. Oh, this is cool. I'm pretty sure these two were both locally collected agates. Again, these are the ones we can find in the rivers around here. Not super interesting, but I still like them. There's some good detail in there. If you look hard enough, you can find it anyway. We don't have those colorful stripes, but we've got other stuff that make up for it. Here's another big chunky agate rock here. Don't know what this is. Oh, but I do like it. Some nice color in there. What do you think? Ooh, heck, I'm really liking this one. That is pretty through there. Okay, I just have to show you this one because if you watch my videos, you'll remember this one. This was actually from an earlier video where I cut and polished this agate right here. And eventually I said, I'm gonna go ahead and tumble that piece. And this is how it turned out. That's nice, look at all that banding in there. We're almost done. This is a little piece, but I like the translucency there and some of the detail within that. That's cool. Now this little bitty chip of a rock right here, I believe is part of fossilized coral that I've been working with. And what I like about this little piece, and I wanted to show you, is this side here. I like those little tubes right there. So this little chunk was actually, they kept me excited throughout the tumbling process because of that little section right there. I thought, I'm gonna keep that one going, even though it's tiny, can barely hold it, just so everybody could see what I saw. I just think that's really pretty in there. Okay, and I'm gonna end on this one, and I know what you're saying, it doesn't look like much. How could you dare end on something like that? But watch as I turn this thing over. It has in it, let's see if I can capture this. It's gonna be difficult, but you can see within there, there's like a little crystal pocket in there. You see that? Right where my fingertip is there. I just thought that was really cool. It's buried within that chalcedony. It looks like a little crystal pocket in there. You don't really see it on this side. Whoops, but when you turn it over, it's just tucked away in there. Hope you can see that. Hope that's coming through. I know this lighting's not great for that. Right in there. Isn't that cool? All right, folks, that wraps it up. That is the latest batch of tumbled rocks out of my vibratory tumbler. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I think we had some very nice rocks in here. A couple of duds, but that's always the case. But overall, I'm very happy with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Please be sure and check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.